Hi, welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. Excuse this crazy sun situation I have going on. I had to turn the lights off because it made the lighting all a bit weird, and now the sun is just streaming in here. We are close to winter equinox, so the sun is very low in the sky, and we're going for our shortest day here any minute. So yeah, it's the sun is lovely, and a winter sun I really enjoy, but it's making for very odd recording conditions. So I'm sorry if the lighting changes as I'm talking to you. Also, sorry if my voice is a little bit funny. I've had a cold the past week, and if you saw me at the market on the weekend, you would have seen I was wearing a mask. I promise I was smiling underneath that mask. It is so hard to smile and engage with people with a mask on, but I just didn't want to pass on any of my germs to anybody else. So I am still recovering a little bit, but yeah, I did have a little bit of a bug on the weekend, and it's still just lingering around now. It is that time of year. Uh, I work at a school, and we are, 6 or 7 weeks into an 11-week term, and we're all getting very tired, and everyone seems to be getting some kind of bug. I've also been very busy at work. I've been managing the exams for the year 11 and 12 students. And so there has been a lot going on. And so not a lot for me happening around here on the farm. But there has been some activity that I can share that other people have been doing. So Adam has been doing quite a lot of work. We still have not had a lot of rain in terms of enough to make much of an impact on filling the dams. So what he did is he did a little bit more digging, and then he has gone and run a pipe from our tanks here at the shed down to the dam. So a little hose. It's a fair way, and he's now, when he's home, running the tanks on a cycle so that running water down into the dam. Because what the best thing to do is, when we are going to predict to get some rain, is to actually get a layer of moisture across the base of the dam first, and then when the rain comes in, it will help to hold it better. So, and when we are able to easily capture rain on the roof of the shed, even from like mist and dew, whereas that doesn't make much of an impact in the dam. So I'm trying that out to try and get some water held there. The other thing that he's been doing is clearing some hedges and starting to create a new paddock. Friends of ours have purchased a horse, or I think it's two ponies, and they are going to be adjusting them here. So we're creating a little paddock for them that's going to be easily accessible off our old driveway. So there's been some clearing of trees and planning out of creating that new paddock for them as well. Not much else. I will have a few things to share next week. With it being winter solstice, it is now time to prune the roses and to plant my garlic. So I'll be doing that. Uh, I'm thinking that the sheep will get out into this grass area maybe for a couple of days soon. It's getting to the point that it's got a little bit of length in it. So they might get a bit of a treat, maybe only for a day while I'm out here doing some gardening, and then they'll just be popped back into their regular paddock, which is little tiny bits of green, but not enough really for them to feed on. They're still feeding on hay in there at the moment. So as I mentioned, last weekend I was at the Melbourne Fibre Fest market, which was at the Coburg Town Hall. So that was amazing. 2-day event, really big, really tiring, but fabulous. Saw so many wonderful people. So thank you if you came by and said hi. I had a really great time. It was great to see the project you've been working on and the yarn that you were buying, and just to talk all things fibre and yarn for 2 days was just wonderful. And also to see lots of my friends and fellow vendors there as well. If you watched last week's episode, you would have seen all of my behind the scenes preparation for that. A lot of work does go into a market. So this week I have done nothing except make sure that my online store is back online. But I do need to do a full stock take, and I also need to put my Dream Edition sets up online, which I have not done yet. But what I thought I'd do is just show you a few of those now. I will be putting them all online, but I don't think that's going to happen until the school holidays, which is a few more weeks away. Then I'll have time to find a good time of day to get all the photography done and then get everything uploaded. So just a reminder of the colorways, and this is how they turned out in terms of the packaging. I'm going to have to put them this side so they're out of the sun. So this is Here in the Dark Watching You Dream, and I matched that with Blissful. There are a few different of the dream state colors that I matched with each of the sets. And this one is I don't dream, I don't dream. I don't sleep, I dream. And this is prophetic. It's a grey with a color there. And this one is And Now Your Dream is Real with renewing. And wondering what you're dreaming with lucid. It's really hard to capture this color. It's like yellow, and it is really pretty in person. It's just really hard to see. I actually think that I might, for myself, pull a few skeins of this and make a top, because I think that'll really show off what this yarn really looks like. And I Dream to Riot with Ethereal, which is what I'm currently knitting on, which I'll show you very soon. So they're just a few of the examples of the sets that I had at the market. And I was so proud of these, and they were really quite popular. I do have some left, and they will be put up online, as I said, but just give me a few weeks before I actually get to that. In terms of other business things, I don't really have much more going on at the moment. I will not be vending at Vendigo, but I have sent a small supply of some scrap packs and little kits with Liz from Crystal Cat Stitchery. So if you're after my yarn, please drop by her stall, and of course check out her amazing bags as well. Another thing that is coming up is that I have given a huge bag of my yarn scraps, so all the little ties and bits that get dyed but are not actually part of the skein. I have given those to Connie from Coven Collective, and she is going to sort them and comb them out and put them into bats for spinning. So I'm really excited. We had a chat at a market a few weeks ago, and she had done like an experiment of doing that with a little bit of her leftover, just like ends from projects. And it came out looking so fantastic. And I said to her, do you think that there'd be something you'd be interested in doing, like as a bit of a collaboration, so that, you know, I'm recycling my yarn and you're getting some art bats out of it? So she picked up a huge bag from me at Coburg, and she is going to now create some new bats with those. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. She was in contact with me this week, and she's been sorting through all of the yarn. It's going to take quite a while. And I think sort of figuring out how she's going to use all of the bits and pieces. So when I have some news about where she will be with those and what they look like, I can share that with you here. First to what I'm wearing this week. This is the flax jumper by Tin Can Knits. I think this is the worsted weight version, and I did it in stripes, and so it's still got the garter down. Sorry, this lighting is really terrible. So it's got garter ridges down the sleeve, and all the rest is just stockinette. Great pattern, easy to follow, really easy to wear. I made it sort of bracelet length, and I've been wearing it here in the shed and just chucking my sleeves up, and it's a wonderful warm one to wear. So I'm not cold at all here in the shed, which is fabulous. The light blue is, I bought it as a grab bag from Bendigo Sheep Show. Gosh, I think almost like the first year I went, so a really long time ago. So I don't even know what the brand is. And the teal is white gum wool. and it's beautifully soft. It needs a deep peeling every once in a while, but overall it wears really well. Okay, I did not buy anything at Coburg. I had to wander around and nothing was really calling my name. I have plenty of yarn and I've been sort of dreaming of things that I wanted to do. I was looking for a 5-ply to maybe make another of the male clad vests that I test knit for. Um, but none of the colors that I saw did it for me. So I have put that on hold. But I don't think I showed you what I bought from the Kyneton market. I may have done and I completely forgot, but I think I just put it away. So I'm going to show you that now. It was from a vendor who was also at Coburg. She was actually opposite me. So it is from the Knitting Man Recommends. And the colorway is The Secrets Within, and it's the Mr. Wuffy base, and it's a 12-ply bulky mohair. Now that I'm saying this, I think I actually did show this, but anyway, we'll show it again. So it is a sort of a dark rainbow of colors. My plan is to make a vest with it. I think I'm going to combine it with some other bulky yarn and do sort of a more woolen across the shoulders, and then pick up and use this for the body as sort of a very lightweight vest. I don't really have a pattern in mind yet. I kind of have to look something up, but that's kind of my vision for this. Not sure when that's going to go on the needles. I haven't been knitting a lot lately, which you'll see very soon. So there's no promise that there's going to be any progress or starting point with this one, or really anything else, to be honest. So let's go into my knitting now. Even though it's been 2 weeks since I showed you knitting progress, I have hardly anything to share. I'm still working on the socks for my dad. His birthday was last Saturday. I literally took them in to the pub where we were having dinner and said happy birthday, and then gave them back because they were nowhere near finished. I had just turned the heel when last week, so I've only done this portion on each leg this past week. They're getting there. They're about half as long as I want them to be. Maybe not quite. I'm going to finish the rest of this ball. So I'll get a few more rows of the leg done. And then I'm going to switch to this custard colorway. So this is some hand dyed of mine that I had as a scrap, which was it's like a sample that I did. The light blue and this one on the foot is Zealana Cozi, and this is also Zealana Cozi. So when I finish with this light blue, I think I'm going to switch to doing ribbing and I've got 2 balls of this. I hope I do. Yeah, here's the other one. I've got 2 balls of this. So I will just do ribbing with this until I run out once I have done with this light blue. I've been working on this most evenings this past week, but only a tiny little bit. As I said, have had a cold. I've been really busy with the market, and then I've been really busy with work. So all of those combined has just completely drained all of my energy for basically anything else apart from going to sleep. So I have that. I do need to then cast on socks for my mum. So because her birthday is early July. So I'm not sure how that's going to go in terms of getting her present to her on time. I'm a bit of a knitting gift failure at the moment. And the other thing I am working on is my shawl out of the Dream Edition yarn in the I Dream to Riot and the Ethereal. I figured out where I need to put the yarn so that you can see it. And I'm just making this shawl up as I go along. Last time I showed you, I said I had established the pattern, and I really haven't done much more in terms of working on it. So there it is there. So it's starting to get some length to it. There's the end, and there's the end I'm working on. So I think I have one more row to do, and then it's another ruffle that I need to put in. And yeah, but I've literally put this down so that I can focus on knitting those socks. So once those socks are done, I will be casting on the ones for my mum. I'll keep working on this. And I do want to cast on another garment, a vest, I think, either with this or try and find some 5-ply or look at what else I have in my stash that might work. I have plenty of stash, so I can probably even use maybe a 4-ply and make a vest and just modify the numbers a little bit. So, because I think, because I actually love the feel and the fit of a vest. That worked really well with like a long sleeve merino underneath. So, I think that could be a bit of a winter staple if I'm not over here and need like some real heavy lifting, woolen stuff. If I'm just wanting to go out like inside a shopping center or something, I think that a long sleeve with a vest might actually work much better. So, um, I need to get onto that if I want to be able to wear something more this winter. Sorry for a bit of a content lacking episode this week, but there really hasn't been a lot going on apart from market. And as I said, that was really wonderful. And I really appreciate everyone who took the time to come and say hello. So that's it for on the week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.